We're joined with Martins Mill High School and head coach Jay Bruce. Coach, could you introduce your three student athletes?
Yes, this is Kate Lindsay, Kara Nixon, and Ruthie Mon.
Coach, your opening thoughts about today's victory?
Goldthwaite's good. They make a lot of shots. It was tough. They came out on fire, it seemed like, at the beginning of the game. We knew they were going to present a lot of challenges, especially from the three-point line. I thought the best thing that happened out there was we really got punched in the mouth early. I think we were down like 11-4. The kids did a good job and made a couple of small defensive adjustments, and I thought the kids really responded well to that and just hung tough. In the Alamo Dome, it's tough, especially when you come out and get hit in the mouth at the very beginning of the game and you're losing, you're behind. So I just thought they showed they were resilient. They were tough through that.
Questions? Go ahead.
Coach, you talked about two-part question. You talked about the early going 11-4 run they made. They found their rhythm early on, and they're making key free throws early on as well. Number one, how did you temper your team, settle them down? And number two, your team was pretty good and consistent about grabbing the long rebounds and working it forward to the other side, like Dennis Rodman back in the day. You know what Dennis is?
We do.
They've seen The Last Dance, actually. I made them watch it.
Did you practice the long rebounds?
We do.
We saw today?
What do we call that drill? The coach here does. Anyway, bust out drill. Yeah, we have some drills. We work on those. We have a good rebounding team. Some teams that I've coached in the past, you got 2 or 3 kids that do 90% of your rebounding. We really have a team where all these girls rebound the ball, do a good job. I thought McKenna Wise, I don't know, I hadn't looked at the numbers, but I felt like she got a bunch of big ones. But yeah, we just hung tough, tried to hang in and hold them to one shot. The great three-point shooting team, that's what we talked about. They're going to make some, but let's not give them second chance, opportunities. So just fight and scratch and get in there and dig in and grab it. I felt like Ruthie and Kara got their hands on some loose balls at times. We're able to come up with those, and it felt like we got a lot of loose balls and 50-50 balls, we call them, where either kid could have got there. It seemed like we were able to get to those. We called a timeout right there. Just talked about, hey, it's all good. We've been through this stuff before. I mean, this group's battle tested at this point. We played a tough schedule. We played some good teams. We've been in some opposing gyms where they're coming after us, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of adversity. Early in the year, this was a team that didn't handle adversity very well. We would show up to a game, we would get behind, and we would just kind of just fold. And now, coming out of the regional tournament, we had some tough games there. And then today, we've really shown that we are cool, calm, and collected in those moments. That's what we talked about in the timeout. We made just a couple of little slight adjustments on the way we were guarding them, and it seemed to settle us down. It was, yeah. They're not super big. They don't have a ton of size, and we have some kids that can finish at the rim. A bunch of them actually. And I know Ruthie made some big finishes early. Allie Vaughn was able to get in there and finish in the first half, I felt like, early. And those are big buckets for us, for sure. Yes, sir.
You talked about the third quarter, especially early on. That was a key stretch.
It was, yeah. We just came out. I think they made the first bucket at a halftime and took the lead. 24, man, she's good. I mean, she just wouldn't stop. She's a gamer. She's a coach's daughter. Very impressed by her. She came out and made some big shots. But, yeah, we had some good offensive stuff we talked about at halftime that we liked, a couple of different little sets and things like that. And we came out and made some shots right out of the half. And that was really the turning point in the game, it felt like to me. It felt like the first half was just a battle. We were hanging in there. And then early third quarter, we were able to come out and just kind of take control of the game.
Coach, obviously falling short last year.
Yeah.
Barely. Now climbing that hurdle. What does that mean, getting past that?
It means a lot. We lost by 1 point in this game last year, and it was sitting right here in this spot was a little rough. We got a new team, though. Only one. Kate's the only returning starter off that team. So it feels good. It feels different. This was a group that we talked about being in the state championship game, winning the state championship. We talked about it all season. But I think there's a lot of people around the state that predict things and stuff like that, rankings, things like that, that really didn't put us in the conversation for being the state champions this year. But we always believed that we could, And so we definitely had to fight and battle through some adversity and figure some things out. But here we are, got a chance.
We just have to understand that we're not done yet. We have unfinished business we need to settle, and tomorrow we need to come out focused and ready. And today was a great game, but we have a shoot around today, and we're just gonna lock back in.
Yeah, good.
Coach, one of the key stats today might be turnover. Yeah, he has 5.
Wow.
That's it. Can you talk about that, taking care of the basketball?
Yeah, absolutely. All season, one of the stats that we've really looked at a lot is assist to turnover ratio. We didn't have a ton of assists today either, but we usually do when we play well. But yeah, that's a great stat. We did. We had a good game, taking care of it. Yes, sir. I think we had a couple of travels actually that, you know, I don't know. This seemed a little weird, but those were a couple of them right there. So really, even less than that, as far as just losing it.
Coach, at one point in the fourth, you guys were up by 6, and although the score of the game was, 54-43, talk about how it was a much closer game than with the end result.
Oh, for sure. The way they shoot the three, you know. I mean, even right at the end of I think it was the third quarter, like we held the ball down the last minute to get the last possession of the quarter. And I actually called a set a little too soon. It was really my fault. I get on to them about this. And we executed a play at the end of the third quarter perfectly well. I'm pretty sure it was Kara that scored, but we gave them enough time, and 24 comes down and buries a three. It's just like, goodness gracious. So they can shoot it, and that's just what the three-point shot does. It just keeps people in games. You know, there's a couple threes, and then they're right back in it. So I never felt like we had a very big cushion at any point, honestly.